Alright guys, we are watching Nekomonogatari Shiro, episode 5. This is the finale of Tsubasa Tiger. I don't want to say hyped, that sounds like the wrong word, because I feel like this isn't going to be, I don't know, just saying hyped feels wrong for this, because I think we're going to be going through some stuff. But, I don't know, last time we met Guy and Izuku, who knows everything. We figured out what the tiger is, or at least what Hanakawa thinks the tiger is, which is jealousy and envy, which makes sense to me. You know, it's interesting. I feel like there's a difference between the words jealousy and envy, but it's hard to say like exactly what it is. Um, I don't know. I don't know. It's something to think about, I guess. And what else? We were writing a letter to Black Hanakawa. Hanakawa is finally connecting with the dark evil cat within her. So, I don't know. I guess we're gonna see what is gonna happen in the finale. Gonna deal with this tiger. Oh, and the tiger's burning down everyone's houses, apparently. And it's gonna kill Shinjogahara, so that's unlucky. So Hanakawa gotta act. So, sounds good. We're watching part 5 of Tsubasa Tiger. You can line and copy up with this if you want to. We are starting in 3, 2, 1. Hmm. Hmm. Bone-breaking labor for my sake. Hmm. It's yeah, of course she would say that, right? Like always. That's always what she's worried about. My selfish ego. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just like she has to justify it so much why she feels the need to do this, you know? Yeah. But people are gonna get hurt. You will get hurt too, right? That's the other important thing. Help me? Yeah. Oh. But she's asking herself for help. She's asking herself for help, you know? Like finally. Finally. Oh my god. She's asking herself for help. That's so much better than her learning to ask other people for help, even, right? Like, because it's both basically, right? But like, because we know what Black Hanakawa. Oh, the lyrics are different. Hmm. Ooh. Sounds like it might go along with what she said about not being able to see Aragi again. At least that line made me think about it. Would that really be the solution here? I don't know. I don't know. We'll just have to see, I guess. It won't. It won't do. It's time to open your eyes. Oh, oh, that line. That's actually so sad. But like, yeah, yeah. All right, Tsubasa Tiger Part 5. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Mm-hmm. More emotions, just like you. Just like Black Hanakawa. Okay, sure. Until just 2 days ago. Okay, I also don't think that's true. Like, maybe you say that about yourself, but... Okay. So maybe there wasn't some, like, specific triggering thing. It was just a build-up, like stress, I guess, and I was just wrong the whole time. Oh, okay. Maybe not. I Okay. Did we see that? We didn't see that though, right? Like she was jealous of them. Oh, like them being able to be. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay. Sure. Different than I thought it would be. I don't know if that really goes exactly along with what I was saying. I mean, it kind of does, but I thought it was more so alongside. I should read and pay attention. Not gonna look away anymore. Oh. She's going on her trip after she graduates, right? And of course, it makes so much sense that she's finally accepting all these feelings because now she understands that if she doesn't, people will get hurt, which is why she rejected them in the first place, you know? No, he won't. No, he won't. That's so wrong. So incorrect. I don't know. I guess I can understand why she would think that with the way that that he talks, I suppose. Of course, that's just in her head, though. Like, hmm. It's gonna be rough. Yeah, gonna be rough to rescue her. Ah, it's so good. We're accepting not even just Black Hanakawa, the easier emotions to accept, but the tiger as well, right? I mean, I guess we have to, you know. Oh, oh. Hmm. Is that right? Maybe as an aberration, sure. You don't have to release them on other people, though, I guess, right? Oh, no, you aren't. I guess. Hmm. She thinks about it that way too. Hmm. Yeah, that's what Hanakawa needs. Hmm. No tears. Guess that's Hanakawa herself too, right? Just thinking back at times that like you would think Hanakawa might have cried, like after Aragi said all that awful stuff to ruin Kizu, you know? She didn't cry then. But you're right. I hope we get to see. She's leaving it in Aragi's room, so I hope we get to go back. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Right. Sure. Makes sense. Is that when like you ran into her in the first episode? Probably, right? Yeah, right there. That's the shot where we saw him the first time. Or her, I guess. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, he like or she, sorry, I keep calling it he, but I guess the tiger's a she as well. She idolizes Hanakawa's whiteness as well, of course. And just the disconnect between the tiger and Hanakawa. Like, of course it makes sense. Hmm. And I don't think that's what Hanakawa really thinks. I just think that's what Hanakawa thinks of this kind of emotion, you know? And that's why she cuts it away from herself. Oh, Senjogahara was right. It's all the same. I don't know everything, but everything burns. Oh, are we a match for the tiger? I hope. It's like the wind looks like she's like, like a cat getting ready to pounce, blowing her shirt back and forth. Thing is, the tiger is not going to be as accepting of joining back up with Hanakawa as Black Hanakawa is. It is going to be a fight. Yeah, it is not going to be not going to be that easy. Hard for anyone to accept those kinds of emotions. Hmm. Truly malevolent. Doesn't mean that it's like actually bad to experience those emotions, though. I guess. Oh God. True, I guess. Not that I agree with the tiger, but hmm she has a negative view of the idea of parents, perhaps. The tiger's another fire sister. Hmm. Okay. But yeah, and I mean, obviously, if Sinjagahara got burned alive, that would be pretty rough. Okay, sure. There's no intent. It's just what it does. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm not getting all that. Sure. Yeah. Exactly. That's kind of the danger of treating your emotions in this way, right? Hmm. Oh. Oh, and remember, Sinjagahara like accepted Black Hanakawa too. Black Hanakawa knows Sinjagahara too, right? Oh. Bringing this back up. Yeah. Oh, God, that shot of her bleeding after getting hit. Is that to be real? Is that really being real, though? It isn't. Oh, Hanakawa. Yeah. Oh, but that's okay. But that's human, right? That's a normal. Dollar insecurities about why she's acts like this. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go back. Oh, I don't want to be real. I want to be human. Oh, I think it's gonna be that easy still. Oh, let's eat a meal together, just like her parents, right? Yeah. Oh God. Oh. Oh, energy drain, right. Oh. Oh, it hurts. Oh God, it really hurts. It's so hard to do. Rule that beasts fear fire. Mmm. Your own laws too. But she has to do it. Ah, God, I'm really gonna have to go back for all these lines. Oh, 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 God, that shot, man. Just completely uncaring, man. Not gonna be able to get through to the tiger like that at all. Oh, oh, well, there's no way it was. Oh, uh, this really is just her. Oh, God. Oh, the heart span. Yeah, Kokoro Watchery. Where has he been? Oh, he showed up like a hero to save her this time. Oh, man. Ah, the right idea after all. There was love too. Wasn't just envy. I know, right? To save you. To help you. Yeah. Where have you been? No, it's her. It's always been her. It's all me. Oh, yeah. Right. It was in his room. What? Where have you been? Oh, oh, oh. It's to ask permission, basically. That's what she feels like. Because it's all. Oh my god. It's the fire. Oh my god. And she knows that's just ridiculous to ask, that he can't. That she has to ask it like that. Yeah. I'm heartbroken. She finally did it by herself. Oh my god. Oh, after all this time. She has the black and white hair now. The diet black every morning, huh? Oh, finally stood up for herself. Oh, not an outsider on her own home anymore. Hmm. It's the sides of herself. Oh, yeah. And every part of you, too. Oh, her own room. Oh my god. Finally. How long has it been since she's had her own room? Oh, yeah, like Aragi's room. Yeah, Tadaima. Oh my god. Oh, and she doesn't say it when she walked into her own house, right? It's when she finally gets her own room, like because she finally was able to stand up for herself, was finally able to just ask her parents for a room, and they gave it to her, Like, my god. God, that's so sad. But, like, she did it, so. Okay, well, that was, like, the perfect ending. I mean, like, I don't know what else to say. I mean, that was literally, like, perfect. God, I'm gonna have to think about it. Like, ah. Like, she was finally able to do it. And, like, everything. She was able to do everything, Like, if anything, for me, her being able to stand up for her parents finally, just to be able to ask for her own room is the biggest. All right. Is the tiger joining you now? The third fire sister? Mm-hmm. That's like a reverse harem. Why Jiangshi, huh? Don't know what that means. Anguish fissures. Sure, sure. That's a good one, Skihi. Okay. Um, we will talk about the episode in the discussion. All right, we can finally talk about the episode. It's been like an hour for me because I had to. My recording was all like messed up and like I don't know. I had to like try and salvage it as best I could. I just wanted to make sure I could do that before anything. I had to like my recording of all of this got like messed up. Not my face. The camera worked. There's like 2 seconds that I lost because of like the way I had to fix it. But I had to like line it up with like the version of this with the audio because the recording got all it was terrible, but we're past it. We got it all fixed. Hopefully, we're good. We're good. So this was incredible. This arc, this episode. This is definitely my favorite episode of the entire show so far. I think, like, for sure. Is this my favorite arc? I might say that it is. Is it my favorite arc? Probably. Between this and the last one, I feel like those two are close. This really might be my favorite arc, though. Definitely my favorite standalone episode, for sure. Like, oh god, it's just here, we just gotta get to talking here. So we start with her writing the letter to Black Hanakawa, which, like, makes sense, right? Like, it's a different way that she's reaching out to Black Hanakawa than before, like, well, it's, of course it's different, because she's literally asking Black Hanakawa for help, right? Like, Black Hanakawa before, the way that it worked was it was like because it's an aberration essentially created by Hanakawa, like the way she functions, even if it was somehow a metal cat before or whatever, it's essentially like a new aberration that works because of the way Hanakawa views her own emotions. So Black Hanakawa would just show up whenever Hanakawa has reached this tipping point where she her big problem is she doesn't want to bother other people with her emotions or with her problems, right? She feels like she's being a burden on others, and that like pain that she would be inflicting on them isn't worth like her, whatever her problem or her emotional issue is. So Black Hanakawa would show up and just like do it for her, and it's like this different version of her because it has to fix her problem. So it's like her, and it's inflicting pain on others with like the energy drain thing because that's how she views her emotions, right? That's what she thinks that her negative emotions are going to do to others is like energy drain them. So it's always just kind of been like this idealized version of how she views her own emotions, and it's just kind of shown up to fix her problems for her, right? In her mind, at least. But her like reaching out to Black Hanakawa like this, like of course, like it's amazing because it shows like it's her willing to take that step where she understands what Black Hanakawa is and what she represents, which is like those negative emotions that she always wants to push away and not acknowledge by herself. And it's because we have reached this tipping point now of the tiger is going to hurt people more than the mostly imagined pain that she thinks she would inflict on others if she bothered them with her problems, right? Like she can't keep acting like this if the people around her are going to get hurt because of her acting like this, you know? Like if the reason for acting like this, and again, I don't like saying the reason because it's like no one actually has like reasons or goals for like why their personality is the way it is, right? It's much more complicated than that, right? It's not, I don't think that she acts like this through like conscious effort of her own. To break out of it, it takes conscious effort of her own. But I think this is just, this is just the way she is, really. Of course, there's things that play into it, right? Um, and like, if the reason why she's been acting like this is because she doesn't want to hurt people around her with her own feelings and her emotions, then the tiger showing up to murder a bunch of people, well, it's like, yeah, if she has to stop doing this to not hurt the people around her, but that's her goal in the first place, right? So, yeah, of course, right? It makes sense. Uh, and of course, like, and just I don't know, just every sentence she writes is just just immediately she has to apologize to Black Hanakawa for pushing all of her problems on her because that's what she feels like she's been doing, right? Is pushing her problems on other people. That's what she's always worried about. That's what she always thinks that she's doing by having anyone help her with her problems or acknowledge her problems in any way, really, or any of her emotions or anything, like by basically having a place in the world at all, she thinks she's bothering other people. That it's that extreme. It shows through like the whole thing with her not even having a favorite food, right? That's too much for her because that's like taking a stand on something, you know. Oh come on, one of my ear keys not working. There we go. For her selfish ego, it's crazy that she would call herself that at all. That is just insane to me. Hmm. Of course, like, and yeah, it's just so Hanakawa, her saying this. My responsibility for tying you to me is not something I can ever fully make up for. It's like, she thinks that anyone who helps her with her problems, like Black Hanakawa does, that it's like this awful thing that they're tied to her and she has to like try and make up for it, And that's why she's unable to ask anyone for help, is trying to avoid that feeling. Hmm. No choice but to rely on you. I only have you to rely on. Thank God, right? Aragi's not here. Thank God. And of course, and the other part is that it's her, right? That's like the important thing here is really she's asking herself for help, right? She is going to help herself using the emotions that she has rejected this whole time. You know what I mean? Like she's going to accept those emotions because like if and like we're looking at this in a weird utilitarian sense of like her own mind and why she rejects these feelings and everything, then it's like finally there's a value in if the value we're optimizing for is her friends and people she cares about not being burdened by her existence, then finally there's value in her acknowledging these feelings that is not outweighed by the imagined pain she thinks others are going to be inflicted with by her doing that. It's just an acknowledgement, essentially, that she is wrong about viewing her emotions and herself in this way, right? That there's you can't treat your problems like this, right? That it's like because I think this is like such a relatable thing for basically anyone, right? That any time that something like the easiest way for me to think about it is if there's something that ever bothers you in a relationship with someone or anything like that, and you never really want to bring it up because like you're worried how the other person is gonna feel, that you think they're gonna be like they're gonna feel bad because you bring something up about maybe their behavior or something that is bothering you or something like that, right? I think it's that kind of feeling. Just for Hanakawa, it's really multiplied by a lot. That's for sure. Um, And I guess it's just showing that kind of feeling is just like wrong, right? Like it's not, you shouldn't put your own feelings always under the feelings of others. You know what I mean? Like we got different lyrics for the opening, which I didn't expect, but they are, the previous lyrics were very much Hanakawa coded in the sense of like, she started off the opening by apologizing for like bothering you in the first in the opening with the old lyrics. So, and of course, and then it's like her saying this isn't fair in the first line. It's like so different. You can't imagine Hanakawa saying anything about her situation is unfair before this episode. Could never imagine that. Hmm. God. We get this amazing scene here with it's like we're seeing Hanakawa's like I guess it's like her journey that she wants to go on after graduating high school, right? That's what she said to Aragi and Bake. Hmm. Which is interesting. I wonder if she's still gonna want to do that if she's able to like form a home of her own, right? Like I guess it's still rough. I don't really want her to still be living even in the same house as her parents, who are so awful. So I guess I can't really blame her for wanting to get away as soon as possible. But she does have a room now, you know. Hmm. History Tiger is an incarnation of envy, which I feel like we kind of expand on that more. Even the History Tiger itself says that it's all negative emotions, basically, right? Like the way I like to view it is the History Tiger is truly negative emotions that are like I don't really know how to say it because it's emotions that are just like bad, right? Black Hanakawa is representative of a lot of emotions that I think people understand aren't like bad things to feel. Like it's just even stuff like sadness and discontentedness and stuff like that, stuff that most people it's bad in the sense of like, oh, you'd rather not feel that, I guess. But not bad in the sense of like, it's like a sin or something, right? Where the History Tiger is like this feeling of envy and like hatred, I guess, right? Like the what it says about how it's like the feelings that Hanakawa had of wanting to burn down Senjugahara's house are like her own. And those are like more negative emotions, if you understand what I mean. And that's why it's like so disconnected from her and so it says it doesn't care about her, right? Because yeah, but of course, the thing is those are still part of being human, right? Like, you still shouldn't want to never feel those emotions, I think. Or maybe it's not that you shouldn't want to never feel them, you shouldn't want to be incapable of feeling them, I guess. Because I think that's just not good, right? Like, for example, her absorbing the tiger and being able to finally cry about her rejection with Aragi is an example of that, right? Like that feeling that she felt then is like, yeah, that's a bad thing to feel, like being devastated. But it's part like if she was never able to feel that, then it's like she would never actually get closure on it. Hmm. And so I guess the whole thing I was saying about how there had to be like a specific event that like triggered the tiger is like kinda right ish. Like she says that she saw her parents eating breakfast together, which I guess that's kind of we didn't see that, right? That was like before the arc started, I guess. um and like I guess to me that just kind of seems like it's just like another domino in the whole thing that built up the envy. I always thought it would be more related to what she said about Senjugahara and her jealousy of people like Senjugahara and Araki and their ability to change as people and her ability to not do that, right? I thought that whatever was going to trigger this would be something like that. And I guess this kind of is. I feel like this isn't really in line with what I was saying about it, but I guess it makes sense. I'm just trying to think, like I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unfair to it. I just feel like this idea isn't maybe my hatred for her parents are what's like making me hesitate here because it's hard for me to like emotionally connect to her feeling in that moment because I just hate her parents so much that it's hard. I don't know, it's hard for me to ignore that feeling. I need the tiger to come and take that from me to really view this in a neutral way, maybe. But like I guess that makes sense, right? If she saw her parents eating breakfast and she sees that like they are a family and she's the one excluded from it then. But I guess I just always thought that like that would just kind of be the status quo already, that she already felt like that. That's why it's like maybe that's part of why it's hard for me to like see this as the, I don't know, the activation point that she called it or whatever. But like I mean, I don't know, I guess that makes sense, right? Like, yeah, that she's the outsider, right? Because this really is what she has done with her feelings and the way she treats herself. Is she has made herself an outsider, basically, in like all of these emotional things. You know, she's unable to experience this type, all of these feelings. You know, that's why she never had a home. She never had a place in the world. You know. Hmm. And like, okay, yeah, I guess that is what she's saying. Is that they were her parents were also completely like hated each other, I guess, but they were able to like repair it in some way. And she's unable to do that. But again, it's just for me, it's like she's unable to do that because her parents are like terrible people. And I don't know if she should even want to do that, right? So that's kind of my disconnect there. I understand the jealousy in the sense of like, you know, the fact that they're allowed to have that and that she doesn't, right? Because of her. I guess it connects to the same thing I was saying. Sure. Yeah. Hmm. Redirect her averted gaze to the front, no longer just look away, right? Thank God she had a real talk from a real mother figure, Aragi's mom. Come back, return into my heart. Ah. And maybe like maybe her understanding that her parents are such awful people in some way, um, and that they are nonetheless able to have a place in the world and return to being family. Maybe that's part of her motivation for thinking about this now, right? That she's just been doing it wrong the whole time, and that if she wants a place in the world, if she wants to have a home, then she can't just, you know, she can't be pure white like this, right? That it's, if anything, people like her parents are better suited for it than she is, you know. Not that I really think that she thinks that accepting her negative feelings are going to make her more like her parents, I guess. But because I don't like that idea, but you know what I mean. More like them, I suppose, in the sense that they're probably more, you know. I guess it's like what Oshino was saying in Nekomonogatari Kuro, right? About the whole. I guess you can't really. She's not at fault. She's not blameless for everything, right? So they are, you know, her parents are normal people who punch a child in the face, but you know, that's okay. Hmm. Oh God, Aragi would probably be disappointed. It's so sad that she thinks about it like that. That Aragi, the only value he sees in her is her pure whiteness, you know. Um, because it's just like I guess I can understand how she would get that in her head, maybe. Obviously he completely everything he says at the end goes completely against that, right? Like it's just like no way, but I guess, right? Like with the things he says all the time about her. God, she's really on a trip, huh? Hanging out with a lion. It's her last way, right? It's like she's writing it almost as like a suicide note, right? That she's gonna die soon. Because again, because of just like what she says at the end about how she thinks she's not gonna be the same anymore, so it's not her, right? She's gonna disappear. Hmm. And it's interesting, like she calls the tiger and Black Hanakawa her sisters instead of her daughters, because I feel like potentially she doesn't have a very positive view of, you know, being a parent, maybe. Of course, she did have the good conversation with Aragi's mom, so maybe that's not fair. But, you know, her own parents, she certainly does not. And it would be nice. I mean, I don't know. If she had siblings, I think that would be something that would have really changed her life for the better. It's like the Fire Sisters, right? They are the ones who helped her with all this, figure all this stuff out. Hmm. It's interesting. Black Hanakawa's like view of it, right? That I guess she views herself like, of course, being an aberration that's created by the way Hanakawa like views her and the emotions that she represents. I guess it makes sense that she views herself like this, right? I mean, she's bringing up the idea of burdens and stuff, you know. And like, yeah, when Black Hanakawa says this, that she's in her way and so is the History Tiger, right? Like that shows that like even Black Hanakawa views herself and the History Tiger in a similar way how Hanakawa views herself and her own emotions, right? Like Black Hanakawa is representative of those emotions, so she thinks that she is in Hanakawa's way, that those emotions are, you know. Hmm. And that's what Hanakawa gets by the end, having a home to go back to. God, Hanakawa's not gonna be wandering around outside all the time. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Oh, it's gonna be great. She has a room. She writes down Tadaima, and off we go. Off we go. We got some internal dialogue from the tiger. Which again, it's like it's so it seems like it hates Hanakawa that it like maybe it doesn't hate Hanakawa, but it has like a complete disregard for her, and that it's just like, you know. And yeah, it being representative of negative emotions. Partially because of the way Hanakawa views those negative emotions and just what negative emotions are in general, I guess. It makes sense that it would act like this, I guess. Hmm. And yeah, it's like the whole it's like um if these are the things that are causing envy, they should just go away, I guess, right? Like man, because I guess would that be like a Hanakawa solution to the problem? Yeah, I guess to just like avert her eyes, right? Like if they just aren't there and she can just ignore them, then then sure, I guess, right? Hmm. And yeah, it has like I feel like the tiger has this extremely negative attitude and this very like awful way of saying things because Hanakawa thinks that this is like the outcome of her feeling this kind of emotion, right? She felt envy, she felt things like this, right? She felt things that she thought were going to result in her causing people pain and sadness and making people disappear, making other people cry. And immediately just like having that emotion at all just made her create the tiger, right? Because she's like she can't deal with those emotions or process them, you know. Hmm. We're here to burn down Sindrigahara's house. And Black Hanakawa is here to save the day. We are going to have some text flashes to read, so I'm going to hope I find them all. I guess is the tiger the closest thing we've had to what seems like an actual just like villain, essentially. You know what I mean? Like it's so callous and so uncaring and so evil, right? Because of like how it was created and like what Hanakawa thinks of those kinds of emotions, you know? I guess probably so. I can't think of anything else we've had in the story that I would say is actually just a true like villain, basically like this, you know? Hmm. Concept of natural parents is nonsense. Of course, like I disagree with that. Well, kind of. I don't know. Depends on what you mean by natural parents exactly, you know. It's obviously true that just being related by blood isn't going to make you like a real parent, right? Like and obviously you cannot be related by blood and be more of a parent than anyone else. Like I think Aragi's mom was more of a parent to Hanakawa through that one scene than her parents ever have been. Hmm. Some people's hearts burn for them. According to that human guy. Thank you. Yeah, like an automatic machine. Because cause like that does make sense to me. The tiger calling itself an automatic machine because those emotions are going to come up. You aren't just going to be able to, everyone's going to experience envy and these kinds of feelings. Like, hmm. Oh, here we go. Here are some text flashes. The master was jealous of the Senjogahara household. Oops, let me mute that. So jealous she wanted it torched. That is true. Okay, yeah, and I mean, like, I guess I get that, but and yeah, the emotions that wanted to suppress that envy were also true, right? Like, I guess that's part of the issue with Hanakawa viewing her emotions like this too and separating them out so much is there's an interplay between them that like, changes what they are, right? Like, obviously she herself wouldn't actually burn down the Shinjogahara household because of how much how crazy that would be, right? She has many reasons for not doing that. Even if she feels so jealous of it that she would, that she feels like that. You know what I mean? Hmm. Let me read these ones. I'm the one not really doing something normal. Or an aberration here. Sure. True. Right. Yeah, actually, you're helping her. That's what you're not supposed to do that, right? Think back to what Black Hanakawa said in Bake. And more, the long conversation that Black Hanakawa had with Araragi when they were like walking looking for Shinobu and Bake. Like thinking back on it, it's more and more so clear that everything she said there was like very much twisted by Hanakawa's own view of aberrations in general, but more specifically just like Black Hanakawa and like how she thought about what Black Hanakawa is. Hmm. Yeah, she won't cry. She did. Yeah, she didn't cry until she could absorb the tiger. Oh God, she'll live forevermore. Stays pure white, beautiful and pure. But you don't want to be pure white, do you? I think there's some more text flashes here. Continue to be real. And and obviously bringing up the concept of being real brings back like what Sindra Gahara said about how Hanakawa's the real thing, right? But I guess it doesn't, you don't just want to be the real thing. Like, what does that even mean, right? You want to be a human, right? Like, and of course, it's just because of how Hanakawa thinks being real is. And she pretty much, I don't know, I guess it's not really Hanako is just able to accept that that's just like wrong in this moment, I guess. She denies it, and that's like her, waking up within Black Hanakawa, basically. But just because it's like it's basically the things in her head that made Black Hanakawa always take this form and look like this, those have like changed now, right? So Black Hanakawa is not going to take that form anymore. She's not just going to be a thing possessing Hanakawa, because if Hanakawa is now thinking those emotions are a part of her, then yeah, it's not Black Hanakawa, it's just her. Hmm. Won't be kind to everyone like before. Won't be able to love everyone. No one can. Come on. Ah, but she's able to accept that, right? And these are the things that she was. This is the reason why she was unable to act like this before, right? This is the reason, the explanation for all of her behavior is other people's reaction to her emotions, right? And what they're gonna feel because of her emotions. I might become stupid. You think? I don't think you're gonna become stupid, Hanakawa. Come on. Oh, here we go. Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot. All right, that's right. Araragi would be really disappointed. I'm sure I wouldn't be able to accept his pranks anymore. Aw. Then again, I'm sure Araragi being Araragi would be happy for me anyway. Thank you. He's that sort of person. But he just has a good heart. I'm just so jealous. Oh, God. That he is able to accept that, you know? I guess. Yeah, it makes sense that she would be jealous of that, right? That he would be able to accept her in this case, but she can't accept herself. You know what I mean? Nope, we got more. I look away from reality, making all of you the bad guys. Is crazy. That really what? Oh, that's just another sentence. I look away from reality, making all of you the bad guys is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. It's like she's accepting some kind of fault for it herself, I guess. Ah. Oh God, so many, so many. The first one? I think so. I won't be able to stand blemished forever. I want to stop being pure. I don't want to be as black as sin, but I will accept both black and white. I want to grow up being somewhere in between. I used to be unable to cry when my love was unrequited. I don't want that kind of life anymore. Yeah, God. But of course, it's not as easy to accept the tiger as it is to accept Black Hanakawa, right? Like, of course, the tiger is much more significant, you know. It's like if Black Hanakawa is accepting her emotions' own impact on herself, the tiger is her accepting her emotions' impact on other people, you know. And those are separate things, right? Like she's able to accept the change that will happen within her with Black Hanakawa, but not, you know, the tiger is kind of the representation of the reason why she acted like that in the first place, and it's acting that out, you know. She starts energy draining it, and it's very hot, right? It's very, man, it's rough. It's hard to do what she's doing, to accept it, to accept herself and everything about herself. It's a rule that beasts fear fire. Defying not only the laws of aberrations, but the wild too. And, like, her own laws, essentially, you know? Not like you'd understand. She wants to take care of everything by herself. You have no idea how happy it makes me when she needs me. She felt no shame doing so. She called me her little sister. She made me her family. And like she's talking about herself too, right? Like the relief from accepting herself essentially. Oh, and Sindrigahara. God, that shot is crazy. Hmm. Did not get through the tiger at all. And of course, I guess like she fails here by herself, because I think she needs another person here. Maybe she needs Aragi here specifically, because that's really the final step, is actually like making the decision she's making with another person here, understanding the impact it's going to have on other people. Which sounds silly, right? Because like I think we can understand that the impact it's going to have on other people is like a silly thing to worry about in the first place. But in her head, that's what she's worried about, right? That's why she has to ask permission from Aragi before she does it, you know? My last words, no, this is just me, being a sore loser. What, that she lost to her feelings, I guess? Impossible, it's reckless, it's useless. Come to think of it, in the end, I couldn't say it. I loved him so much. I loved him so much to turn into a monster. And Araragi shows up to save the day. He finally acts as her hero to show up and save her like she always wanted, right? Not like literally in the way that she wanted, right? It's still her who put all this in motion and does everything, right? But he shows up as appearing like a crazy comic book hero, like she wanted, you know? Like what was her desire the whole time for him to do for her problems ever since Kizu. Now, like, what is going on with Araragi? Why does he have Kokoro Watery? Is Shinobu back with him now? Is like what's happening here? What's going on? I don't know. I don't know. His clothes are all messed up. She did it. He did it. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I feel like him saying that's very meaningful. Him like acknowledging that her struggle against her own emotions here was valuable for both herself and for him and for everyone she cares about. You know. God, it's been so good that Araragi was absent during this arc. Like, skin burns with pain, but all my pain is forgotten. The burning sensation in my heart is stronger. Yeah. Oh, Skihi-chan had the right idea after all, right? Yeah. Which is like, I guess she's like saying that, yeah, the tiger was representative of love too, right? Of any kind of passionate emotion, I suppose, right? The feeling that she feels for Araragi showing up right now. Oh, God. Just looking at him sets me aflame. We've only been apart a few days. Yeah, but yeah, it feels like I haven't seen him in 100 years. Me too, girl. Like, God, he's back, and it's just crazy to see him again and in this position. Like, but like, of course, the important part is that he showed up after she already made all these decisions by herself, right? Um, and I guess it's like him showing up and doing this for her and acting like this, acting in this perfect way that she always wanted. It makes what she has to do at the end here essentially as difficult as possible, which is confess to him knowing that she's going to be rejected, right? It makes it as difficult as possible, you know, that he did all of this for her and acted in this way, and then she has to confess to him and get rejected in order to like complete all of this for herself, you know. Oh my God. And it's like, and him saying all of this too, it would be so easy for her to like, I don't know, to just turn back on everything, I feel like, and just accept his help and just stop it there, you know. But of course not, you know. She's already made the mental decision and the change within her. God, he's so cool. Look at him. It's all me. And he read the letter because it was in his room. True. God, how did Araragi? How's he using the sword? Like, God, when did he get so awesome? And God, it's so hard for her to. There's some text lashes here. Here, let me try and use the tech. There we go. The tech. It's like it's you. It's if anyone else uses MPVNet, it's Control Shift and arrow key, and that will skip you to the next text box in the subtitles. It's crazy tech. Um, you know everything, don't you? You know, all disappear, right? That's what she's thinking. I guess that is the explanation for what she said in the last episode, and what she said some of this episode too, about how she thinks she's never going to see Aragi again because she thinks it's not her, right? You know, I'll never be the same again. You're fully aware of what's going on when you say that, aren't you? And she has to ask permission still, right? Because that's what she's so worried about, right? Is that at the end, is that it's him, is that it's the people around her. It's still she's still dictating who she is and how she should feel about herself by the emotions of people around her, right? And of course, I mean, it's not gonna be that easy to break out of it, right? Of course, she has to, you know. You just said it yourself. God, I'm gonna start crying. No matter what, it's all you. Even if you change, it's you. It's crazy to hear Aragi say this, right? Because like what happened to him? You know what I mean? How is he able to say this to her, considering the way he thinks about himself? You know what I mean? Like there were multiple things we could think about here, right? Is this just the Aragi double standard, the legendary Aragi double standard, where he applies just a completely radically different standard to everyone other than himself, right? Where he understands that Hanako is able to change and still be herself, but for him, he thinks that change. Okay, I'm gonna actually immediately have a counterpoint for this, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. He thinks that for himself, change is like bad, and that there's like a that he shouldn't change as a person because he's going against like his rules that he thinks are like right and wrong and all of that. As I'm saying that though, I think there is an important distinction here, which is for Araragi, change within yourself that you are like creating through your own will, like Hanakawa is here, wanting to accept herself and who she is. I think Araragi does think that's good, and he understands that. For Araragi, it's change brought on by other people that he thinks is bad, right? Like he's explicitly said that before. Um, that's what his whole humanity thing is about, right? Like making friends with other people will make him less human, you know. So I guess he is, of course, he's able to accept this kind of change that Hanakawa wants to accept because it's her, right? It's all her, no matter what, right? For Aragi, the complication is if it's change brought on through the influence of other people, he thinks that's bad, and that's him like not being true to himself because that doesn't come from him, you know. So okay, sure. Oh my god. I won't spoil you in a weird way. Turn rotten and I'll hate you. Do bad things, I'll scold you. Oh, whoops. I just went ahead a ridiculous amount. My bad. How'd I even do that? There we go. No matter what, it's all you, and if you change, it's you. Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's really, it's just everything. I don't know. It's just everything that she's been worried about. God. And coming from Araragi, it's just so. It's so good. And of course, God, and just him acting like this, it just makes it the hardest thing possible. I just did it again. How did that happen? That's weird. It makes it the hardest thing possible for her to the hardest yeah, it's the hardest thing for now for her to confess to him and knowing she's going to be rejected, you know. It's like she gets a taste of what she wanted. And yeah, and like the fire around them, it's like yeah, it's showing that it really was yeah, it's this is fire too. It's not just envy. God. And she does it. And really, the important thing about this too is her asking him, her confessing to him, and asking him, being very explicit about it, being like, "Can you marry me?" is kind of a selfish thing to do, right? It really kind of is, you know. Pursuing someone who already has a girlfriend, and you know that, and you know, asking anyway it really is like kind of selfish, you know what I mean? Like in the not that I'm like hating on Hanakawa in any way. I think that's the important thing here is that in some sense it's like selfish to do this, right? And for Hanakawa, that's like what she needs to be able to do is to ask something like this when it's the hardest possible in this situation, knowing that what she's asking is gonna be turned down. And that if he even if he did say yes, it would be like an awful thing. He would be breaking up with Senjukahara for you, which would be like she could never do that. Um, God, it's just it's great. It's what she needs. She needs to be able to do stuff that she thinks is selfish in some way. You know, like that's why in Kizu, if we think back to her long thing in Kizu 3 about that long thing she went on about how she thinks she's the worst person in the world, and that if Aragi knew the real her, he would be disillusioned, all of that, right? It's because of her thinking that her, like, pursuing anything that she wants or cares about is a bad thing, and is like, you know, is her being selfish, right? Like, because of her, in her mind, her actions in Kizu, and her reason for being friends with Aragi in the first place, she thought that it's all because, oh, I just want him to help me with my problems too. Or I want to, you know, it's like escapism from my awful life, all this vampire business, right? So she thinks, oh, so that means I'm being selfish and bad, you know? Which is just crazy. That's just not right. Finally, I had the courage. Finally able to do it herself. Didn't have to rely on Black Hanakawa. You love her more than me? Yeah. Ah, this is how it should be. I'm heartbroken. I can finally be sad. Ah, she can finally cry. She has the black and white hair. Ah, man. I wonder how. I wish we were in Aragi's head, and I wish we knew how he took all of this too. I really just have to say is it's this it really seeing all of Aragi's behavior here is really crazy. Like I really wonder what has happened to him over the past few days where he's been missing. Um, I don't know. I really don't know. To for him to act like this. Of course it is like, we're seeing him through Hanakawa's eyes at the moment, so just like anything else, of course, him showing up like this and acting like this through her eyes when this is how like she always thought of him. Like of course it makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know. I wonder if he's going to have any kind of personal struggle over all of this, right? Probably not, right? In Bake 12, he made his feelings about Hanako and Senjuga, or not Bake 12, Bake 15, right? He made his feelings about Senjuga and Hanako pretty clear, I think. So no, I don't think he's going to have like some big personal struggle over this. I mean, he'll be happy for Hanakawa, of course. I'm so excited to see how Hanakawa acts now after this, right? Like, I don't know. She leaves the Araki household. Because they're within her heart now. Her hair's half silver. She has tiger stripe hair. Beautiful. I love it. I don't know. Her dyeing her hair is very interesting still. I wonder, like, you could read into that, but I don't know. I guess it's pretty obvious, really, what you could say, like what the hair is representative of, and what her dyeing it black could be representative of. But I'll just have to see, like, what her actual behavior is like to really to go in on that one. And God, this is just like she was finally able to do it. She was finally able. To me, this is bigger than her confessing to Aragi. Unironically, her saying this to her parents, and finally, like it is her being able to finally stand up for herself, make a place for herself in the world, like literally by like imposing on other people, which is what she thinks is always so awful, right? And even with just something as basic as, "Oh yeah, please give me a room. Don't make me sleep in the hallway." Um, and they gave it to her like of course they did, right? Like it depresses you because it almost feels like, what if she had just done this years ago? What if she, like, could she have changed her situation through her own behavior? And like I kind of reject that because I think in a way that just feels like victim blaming of her and her terrible situation. But God, it's so sad, it's so bittersweet. Like thank God she was able to do it finally. Oh my God. And she gets a room. And like of course she has a room, right? Like she finally has a place in the world. She was able to accept her own feelings and accept what that means, which is imposing on other people in her mind and like having a place in the world. You know what I mean? Like she's not going to be outside of everything else anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's so good. The little sisters in her heart. It's like even if she doesn't have her family, even if her mother and father still on her family, she has her little sisters in her heart. you know. She has family within herself, sure. Man. And yeah, I guess ever since she saw Hajikuji, she's been lost ever since then. Yeah, lost sight of her family and home. That's why I was able to become me. And yeah, because like yeah, she was able to become herself. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's so good. It's just this whole final monologue. It's just hard to even say anything because it's just so good. Like, what do you say? What do you do? Her room. She has a room. Let's go. Finally. Oh yeah, Tadaima. Finally, she was able to say it, right? It's like when she said she wasn't able to say it at the Araragi household, right? She said Itekimas as she left. But when she got back, because she had that conversation with Aragi's mom, of course she didn't say Tadaima when she got back to the Araragi household, because it's not her house, right? It's not her home. But finally, she can say it. Her own room. Oh, and like the cat thing dropping to the ground, like, oh my God, it's just it's it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Oh my God. It's just the best ending to anything ever. What more can be said? Like, I don't know. Yeah, just the best ending to anything ever. Okay. Just so good. I don't know. I feel like maybe this discussion was a little bit light on like thematic analysis, really, because it's just kind of me like talking about how much I love Hanakawa, but that's okay. Um, God, I guess maybe it feels like that because it's just like kind of obvious, right? There's not really, it's not like there's really anything dense that needs to be dissected exactly, right? It's just kind of like, yeah, it's the conclusion to everything that's been building up for the past forever for Hanakawa. God, I just can't wait to see her again. And like, oh my, it's just, ah, I love it. Okay, here we gotta see. We got Mairoi Jangshi, right? Yeah, Mairoi Jangshi. So, first of all, does this mean we're gonna have Haji Kuji POV? Like we had Hanakawa POV in this arc? That would be crazy if like the second arc for all these characters is gonna be their POV. I don't even know what Haji Kuji POV would possibly be. That would be insane. Like maybe, I guess. Um, and Jangshi, I don't even know what Jangshi means. But you know what? I'm not gonna look it up because I don't want to get spoiled. So, um, yeah, that was a ridiculously good episode. That was really good. Um, I always say this. I can't help but feel like I could have done better in the discussion, but that's okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Because it just feels like, because again, maybe it's just because it's the conclusion of the arc, so it's just a whole bunch of stuff that we already, it's already clear what all this means, right? Like, it's not like there's really a lot of deep stuff to say about it, because I feel like it's just clear, right? So, I don't know. I'm excited for Moyo Jengshi. The Hanakawa Marathon's finally over. And, yeah, I guess we're moving on to Kabuki Monogatari. I didn't even read the title of it till now. No idea what Kabuki means. Couldn't tell you. It means something. I don't know. I'm not gonna look it up either. Maybe I'll probably Google translate Kabuki next time, and we'll figure out what it means. But this time we aren't doing that. So thank you for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe. We're almost at 300. Leave a comment, tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next one.